Hi, welcome to today's vlog. And today we're going to spend some time looking at the hobbies people have and whether they actually provide a business benefit or skills that you learn within them can be brought back into work. Anyone who kind of knows me and has worked as part of a team I'm responsible for will tell you that I'm really keen on understanding whether it's being a territorial army reservist or acting as a community first responder or acting as a special constable or providing respite aid for kids. I'm always interested in how the skills that you learn in those things bring something into the workplace. It kind of came to light for me because recently volunteered as a community first responder, and one of the first decision kind of making things we discussed was how attitude and you approach something with the attitude you approach it with has a real impact on the way people behave towards you. And in a lot of cases it's not the people on the other side who are the problem, it's the attitude you take into it. So obviously learning about that and how you approach it when you're going into something, meeting people for the first time is really key. And it made me think actually bringing that into work is a really kind of crucial task, i.e. the attitude you take into a meeting is often the one that will come back at you from the people there. So the areas I'm going to spend some time looking at today: decision making models, discipline, commitment, and the ability to have fun. From a decision making model perspective, I've worked with people who are both special constables and in the territorial army. In these types of organisations, you often have to make decisions very quickly, and they have very, very robust decision making models that allow people to have make decisions and ensure that they have the right information available. Taking this down to things we do have fun at home, some people have a specific way of playing Monopoly or chess. And all of these teach people wider thinking as a minimum and how to make decisions based on what is going on and what is happening before them. So I think that's a really kind of crucial thing, picking up these decision making models, whether it's learning to play chess or anything like that. Second thing is around discipline. If we're training for a sporting event, most of those require people to put in effort and put in a lot of time, and you must have the discipline to be able to adapt to that. And the rigour of doing this alongside a normal day job often means you have to adapt, fit it in, and make sure that it's you kind of enforcing a planned approach to doing it. Training for the London Marathon, which is something I did in 2006. Actually, someone told me when I interviewed for something much later on, the final interview I went through only lasted 15 minutes. And the person there effectively said to me, he said, aside from working out whether we were a right fit to work together, turned around and said, I believe you've got discipline because you completed the London Marathon. So that kind of shows, how that disciplinary stuff is also seen with respect in the workplace, but also provides a really useful background and a really useful rigour that, if applied in the workplace, is really kind of something very useful and something very easy to kind of apply. Moving on from discipline, it's down to commitment. And hobbies often start as a casual interest, but they can quickly evolve into a passion that requires dedication and an amount of commitment. Whether this is motorsport marshalling, where you have to stand and facing the direction of vehicles that are coming at you for an entire session, the training required to be a community first responder, the training to run a sporting event, or even making sure your kids get to a football match on time on Sunday, they all require commitment and don't work if you're not invested. Organisations require a commitment, so look at what people are doing outside and how the commitment that they do with that is demonstrated. Lastly on the list of things today is the ability to have fun. It's a little bit odd, but I always find that hobbies and how people have fun outside of work allows you to see and bring light into what they're doing. it's kind of enormously relevant in the workplace to make sure that people fit together. And often people, where they either play football, for example, rugby, or have hobbies where they engage with other people on an ongoing basis, it shows how people are capable of having fun together and bringing those things. The positive attitude is often infectious and can bring a really positive atmosphere to the workplace, even when you're going through difficult times. So, to sum it up, hobbies are really more than a way just to pass time. They help us develop skills that are highly valued in the professional world. They're like a training ground for the real world scenarios we face every day at work. I'd advise any organisation to ensure they encourage and let people take time for their hobbies. The skills they learn both reduce training costs and bring a different set of discipline to the organisation. Thanks for watching today. I hope this gives you a different perspective on how hobbies can kind of come into the workplace, and I'd really appreciate any comments that you might have. Please post them below, and don't forget to like or subscribe if you want to be kept up to date with what's going on with the vlogs. Thanks very much. Bye bye.